Hey there! So today we're going to be taking a look at a slightly older product in Big Brother by Brian Connor, a dear friend of mine. Now this product did come out maybe 2.5 years ago, and it's by, as I mentioned before, a dear friend of mine, Brian Connor, who goes by a lot of different names. For example, here we have Road Hog, which is a reference to a jacket I used to wear in my youth. We have this one here, that's Mahmoud Suleiman III, which is a direct reference to my real name, and that's actually a picture from my privated personal Facebook that I've since deleted, so it's kind of odd to see that there. We also have El Gallito Bakery, which is a reference to a bakery that's nearby my residence, which is not public information, by the way. That was triangulated by looking at the background of one of the pictures that I posted on Instagram and finding out my current residence because of that. A little bit odd, but it's there for you to look at. Here we also have Philip Goldstein, and when he posts as this particular account, he takes up the persona of Max Maven and leaves some comments, as you could see there. Now, as you can see, these comments aren't very nice. They're pretty incendiary, I would say, pretty aggressive when it comes to the accusations made my way. And why am I bringing this up? Well, let's talk about it. So I've recently been given an opportunity, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Now, as far as what I've been given, I've been doing magic for 22 years, and I've actually been able to do it full-time through the auspices of Patreon and the PigCake Magic Academy for maybe 5 years now. Now, it's full-time living, but it's not a glamorous life. I don't make a lot of money. As a matter of fact, I don't hide how much money I make. And here we have a comment that is by either Brian or one of his many cohorts that he sends out to do his little bidding and leave comments like the ones you guys seen before, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But here it's making a reference to my patron tanking. Now here's the thing, I leave that publicly for everybody to see how much I make every month on that because I'm grateful to every dime that's ever been sent my way. To have magic be my full-time living, as what it allows me to put a roof over my head and food in my stomach, is a dream come true. So I'm not going to hide it even on the low months. I'm not going to hide from what I'm making because to me, it doesn't matter. The fact that I can do that is something that is honestly the best thing that could ever happen to me. It's a dream, and it's something that I remind myself every day to be grateful for. Recently, I've been given an opportunity by illusionist.com. Now, Illusionist is one of the websites that I devoured in my youth. I would look through each and every single demo video, frame by frame, and try to pick up as much as I possibly could. Now, growing up, I didn't have a lot of money to spend. I'm not going to get into a sob story because we've all had our struggles, but I couldn't afford the actual products on the website, so I'd have to look through their demos. I'd read the descriptions and fantasize about how the effects were done. And then eventually, when I had some money, I bought the products and I went through the Ninja series. I went through the Street Magic course, and the knowledge that I got from that is what laid the foundation for what you have here today. And this same company that grew up with me and I binged and allowed me to be the magician that I am today is offering me an opportunity to make videos for the platform, which is another dream come true, to work for a company that I looked up to so much for so many years, and they finally given an opportunity to me. Now, yes, I've made fun of them, but at the end of the day, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. And that same company is giving me this opportunity. And these comments were left on the video that I posted on the Illusionist YouTube channel. Now, usually I wouldn't care. I really wouldn't care because comments are comments. We live in a country where free speech is encouraged and you could say anything you want. But these comments have a different intention. These comments have the intent of trying to remove that opportunity from me. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to tolerate that, nor am I going to apologize. This one over here refers to me as a racist, a little bit odd there. I'm an Arabic Cuban man. Both my parents are immigrants. My first language, as a matter of fact, was Spanish. I didn't learn English till I was 9 years old, and to call me a racist is kind of odd. Have I made off-color racist jokes? Yeah, of course I have. But again, they're jokes. I don't have any ill will towards any race, any culture, any creed. So to call me a racist is a little bit odd there. And as a matter of fact, we have another comment here that is making fun of how I pronounce words. Now, as I mentioned before, Spanish was my first language, and because of that, I have little instances where I happen to say certain things that aren't correctly pronounced. For example, here, longitudinal. I have a hard time pronouncing that, as mentioned by this account. And other things like, for example, the color jello. You see, the color yellow. I get yellow, the color, mixed up with jello, like the shot. But this comment from Brian and one of his potential cohorts here is making fun of the way I pronounce words, which is, again, a direct cause of my language and my ethnicity and my race. So would that not be racist? Is that not a little racist? I guess that makes him a little bit of a hypocrite, but again, that's just me speculating here. Here's another comment referring to me as a homophobe. I've never had any issues with the LGBTQ community. I have several friends that consider themselves to be a part of that. They make fun of me in the same way that I make fun of them because, again, we live in the real world, not in this odd dystopia where you can't make jokes about people without being labeled as something incendiary like that. This is another one because they tend to follow me around. So this is from a podcast I did recently called Decking Around, but it's the same group of individuals where I'm being referred to as a bigot. Now, obviously, that might be in reference to certain political beliefs, but again, they align with 50% of the country. So are 50% of the country bigots? Kind of bigoted of you to make assumptions about me, right? Especially making fun of the way I pronounce words, making fun of my height, making fun of my looks. So that's kind of bigoted and ableist of you. Kind of odd to see that here. But I'm just going through these so you understand the context and the person behind the project. As far as Big Brother, it's not bad. It's not a bad trick. A little bit convoluted handling in terms of setting it up because you do have to do quite a little bit of legwork, and it's prone to being completely made irrelevant with updates for the apps that you need. But once you have it set up, you have a good effect that you could have somebody name a card, and you ask Google, and Google names the same card. And they could whisper it, and it's a nice effect. Are you controlling Google? It's an interesting application. I helped him out with the demo. I helped him out with some tips on the actual video work and audio work for his project. So it's kind of interesting that, you know, he would go out of his way to leave all these nasty negative comments. 6.4, I guess. I'd give it a 6.4. You could probably pick it up. I believe it's on Lost Art. Illusionist had it for a little while, which is interesting. I don't think they have it anymore, but I'll be leaving it in the description section below because I would never in a million years attempt to impede on somebody's ability to make a living. We're going to have disagreements, my friends. We're going to have times where we aren't necessarily seeing eye to eye with each other, but it's important that we never impose ourselves on others and attempt to remove opportunities just because those opportunities weren't presented to them. Now, I really genuinely mean this when I say that these particular comments made by all the available participants are ones that genuinely affect me. They are something that I would consider to be somewhat harmful, especially because they come from people that I looked up to, people that would leave comments that I would screenshot, that are paragraphs of praise and things that they would say really brought tears to my eye because it let me know that I was making a difference with my dumb, stupid magic videos, that they might have had problems at home, problems in their own personal lives, in their own mental lives, and I was helping them to some capacity. So to see this turn around for what? Because I make jokes that you don't happen to agree with? That's a little bit too much in my books. So pick it up if you manage to find it. It's definitely a novel project, has some interesting ideas. And if you like stuff with phones, it's definitely one that you should consider. But just know you'd be giving money to a hateful, harassing bigot. And that is an unconscionable decision.